believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our Lord. The Agony.
To begin to grasp the pain that Jesus endured, we must try to place ourselves beside him. Listen carefully and picture the immense spiritual, emotional, and physical struggles he faced. The Garden of Gethsemane, a place forever etched in the history of salvation, rests on the lower slopes of the Mount of Olives. It was likely a cool, early April night just across the Kidron Valley from Jerusalem's eastern wall. The darkness would have been suffocating, illuminated only by the distant stars or a crescent moon casting long, twisted shadows from the ancient olive trees. The ground was rugged with exposed roots, loose stones, and damp earth. Imagine our Lord alone, prostrate on these sharp objects in utter distress. The air itself was heavy, thick with a scent of olives and soil. While Jerusalem was only a 15-minute walk away, its faint, distant sounds would have been overshadowed by the frantic palpitations of Jesus' own heart and his labored breaths. His body and mind were heavy with an indescribable internal battle. We know his sweat became like drops of blood, a medical phenomenon brought on by extreme distress, causing capillaries to burst. Imagine the cold of the night air against a body already trembling uncontrollably with anguish, weak from exhaustion and drenched in blood and sweat. His once perfect face, contorted in agony, was pale, his eyes sunken under the weight of all humanity's sins. When we think of the Passion, we often think only of the cross, but it's worth reflecting on the absolute agony of the Creator of the universe endured even before his capture and trial. He felt the full force of human fear and isolation, a sorrow so immense it threatened to consume him. In that garden, every sin ever committed, yours, mine, every act of rebellion against God, every lie, every theft from Adam to the end of time converged upon his innocent soul. This wasn't merely a foresight of pain. It was a real spiritual battle against the very essence of evil, a direct confrontation with the demonic forces seeking to thwart salvation. He faced the persistent temptations of the evil one, whispers to abandon his mission, to escape the horrific suffering, and to choose his own will over the Father's must have assailed him and his mind with a terrifying clarity. He was not immune to the devil's temptations, a human struggle we can all relate to. The sheer magnitude of the burden, the sum of the human rebellion and its eternal consequences was laid upon him, and his humanity winced in agony. Lord, if we could glimpse the agony you endured for just 1 second, we would never again sin. Even as his closest friends, those he invited to watch and pray with him, succumbed to sleep, Jesus' resolve remained. This image resonates deeply with the silent struggles many families face today. The isolation felt by parents, the unheard cries of children, and the moments when family members are spiritually asleep to one another's needs. Dr. Scott Hahn often speaks of the covenantal nature of our relationship with God and how sin shatters that sacred bond. In the garden, Jesus takes upon himself the brokenness of every covenant and every family discord that fractures human relationships. He bears the weight of disunity that plagues our homes. It is for this reason that we must meditate on this great mystery. Through the Family Rosary, our Mother Mary brings us to him spiritually, and he surrounds our family with a supernatural grace of unity, peace, and hope. Bishop Robert Barron frequently emphasizes Christ's radical obedience to the Father's will. In Gethsemane, Jesus prays, "Not my will, but yours be done." This heartfelt surrender, born of unimaginable love, is the ultimate act of self-giving and a model for every family. How often do our own wills clash within the family, leading to conflict? The agony in the garden calls us to recognize the importance of self-sacrifice and mutual submission to God's loving plans for our family, putting aside individual desires for the greater good. Venerable Father Peyton passionately believed that the Family Rosary was the answer to this disunity. He saw it as a supernatural lifeline in a world of turmoil, creating a sacred space where families could find a peace impossible to find through a screen. His own journey from the strife of war-torn Ireland to facing near-death illness solidified his conviction that only through Our Lady's intercession could true healing come to a family and the world. St. Pope John Paul II, a fervent devotee of the Rosary, championed the family as the domestic church. He taught that the Rosary is a powerful means to form families into this authentic image of the Church, with Mary as their guiding mother. The Gospels show us Jesus' profound honor for his mother. At the wedding at Cana, he responded to Mary's quiet request, demonstrating his immediate attentiveness to her intercession. Then from the cross, he gave her to us, saying, "Behold your mother." We are called to listen to this command and to know Mary as our spiritual mother. Through her Immaculate Heart, she brings us on the most direct and loving path to meet Christ and to know him intimately. She who is full of grace showers us with supernatural graces along the way. As you pray the sorrowful mysteries with your family, transport yourself to the Garden of Gethsemane. Imagine you are there with our Lord, consoling him in his agony. Meditate on the destructive nature of sin and resolve to never offend him again. Join us tomorrow for our next episode as we stand with the Mother of God, whose heart breaks to see her son scourged and mocked within the courtyard of the governor's palace in Jerusalem. In this moment and in the hours that follow, Mary shows the absolute trust she has in God the Father and her Son. God bless you.